Good evening and welcome to Girlfriend Minute. I am Shar.
And I'm Pascal.
How are you tonight, Pascal?
I'm doing good tonight, actually. Not too bad.
Very good. You had a busy
How
night?
about you? We did. We had a very busy night tonight at the restaurant, and everybody seemed to be very happy. Had a great crew in the kitchen. There was no drama for once. So thank God for that.
Yeah, I bet. I bet.
How
Drama's
about
hard.
you? How was your day?
My day was, kind of typical Saturday for me. I did go do a little self-care. I had a facial today and,
Nice.
ran a few errands and bought the baby some presents and came home and did some cleaning and laundry, very exciting stuff.
Of course, it is very exciting stuff. Did you listen to music? That's exciting. It
Well,
makes your
actually,
day go by.
believe it or not, I live here in Seminole and I live by the high school. So today was the Seminole Sound Spectacular. So I did hear music
There you go. There you go.
up till about 20, 30 minutes ago.
Okay, wow, they're late.
The competition runs late, yes, yes.
Okay,
Which
yeah,
are where my kids went, being the last to perform. So I always go outside and listen if I'm out there watching. So
yeah.
I did do that tonight. But other than that, it was just kind of a nice, uneventful um, day, kind of a quiet day. I like my quiet days. I really treasure my quiet alone time.
Yes, I do too. I do too. I like sometimes when I'm just like by myself, even if I'm not doing absolutely anything and everything is quiet.
Yes.
Just I don't hear not even a pin drop. That's sometimes what I like to do. But today was, obviously had to work and stuff like that, so can't get away from that. But Um, I had a pretty good day. Couple altercations with one employee, but I
Oh,
don't know. I'm just tired.
yeah. Well, I have a friend who owns a very popular, successful restaurant here. The restaurant is Guppy's. It's down on Indian Rocks Beach where I grew up. And he has said in the past when we used to do vacations together that part of owning a restaurant is babysitting and playing
Yeah.
referee and dealing with situations. And
Oh, well, he got that one correct,
yeah,
100%.
because he likes to cook, but he doesn't get to cook as much because of stuff. So,
Yeah, of
yeah.
course. Well, I hope to get to the point where I can basically try to trust someone and leave someone here and go about my life. But I think I still got a while for that. So,
It
but
takes time.
anywho,
Yeah,
yeah, it does take time. What are you gonna do? Yeah.
just keep
So,
plugging through.
what do we have up this week for our viewers or our listeners, I should say? Not viewers yet. Maybe in the future. Who knows? I'm trying to talk Shar into it, but
And
she's not. She's
I
not leaning toward the positive side yet.
then I got to get dressed. I can't be in my hobo clothes. I had to do my hair, like
Nah, we don't need
at
any
this
of
stage this
that.
evening, it's just not a good. You can see me. It's not good. It's, I'm in my hobo clothes, my lounge
No, you
clothes.
look
So,
perfectly fine. That's.
well, you're very sweet. You're very sweet. She's lying, but she's very sweet.
I'm not lying. Yeah, but so what do we have for our listeners this week?
So I think we talked about discussing relationships. We've been talking about different types of relationships, but I think we decided on talking about relationships with a significant other type,
Yes.
whatever we're calling it nowadays.
Yes.
So we decided to talk about that.
Okay.
Um, and this is a woman's podcast, no offense, men. We will be talking about both sides at some point, but tonight it's going to be for the women. I posted today, ladies, what makes a man instantly unattractive? And
That's
we
a
all
good
have our
one.
lists. So, what makes a man instantly unattractive to you, Pascal?
Well, for me, um, hygiene is number one. I need a man who knows how to dress. He can be laid back, of course, in his dressing. I mean, not every man is going to dress, to the nines every single day, and I don't expect that. But I expect him to be, uh, groomed and cleaned. Nails, not long, hair done, smell good.
Yes.
That's
Uh,
important. My
No.
brother had a friend of his who was, and no offense to him or anything like that, but and he also had a problem, so I can't, say anything about it. But he did not smell nice at all. I mean, he smelled literally like BO all the time.
Oh,
And at one point in time, he like, was coming on me, okay, like coming
oh.
at me, and I was just like, no, I can't do it.
Gonna
I
need
can't.
a shower, dude. Use some soap.
Yeah. Well, and then he opened up a little bit and he had said that, his his sweat glands are a little bit more overactive than like your normal person, and which I understand and everything like that, but still it's a big factor for me. I'm sorry. I just that right there, I can't get over it. Just because I know myself when even if I'm wearing like you said, a hobo shirt or whatever I'm wearing,
So
I
hot.
still have to smell good.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I still have to smell nice. I still have to be clean. I still have to be groomed. Now, mind you, working in the restaurant, my hair is never done the way properly that I would like it to be done. But at the same time, it's still presentable until the end of the night. And then no, it's not presentable anymore. But
You get steamed.
yeah. So that's hygiene is very important for me. Um, what else? A guy who pays attention to me when we're out rather than
Not.
looking at everybody else
Yes.
instead
A
of
huge
me.
turn off.
That's very important to me. So if he's looking at somebody else, that's a quick turn off.
Yes.
A guy who doesn't listen and engage when we're talking or when we're discussing an issue, that's a turn off. And then a guy who really has nothing else to say except to talk about sexual things.
Yes.
And that's another big turn off for me. So, yeah. What about you on your side?
Oh,
What
for me,
about like, yeah, for you personally, but also what other responses did you get like when you sent out the message or asked the question?
for me personally, it's of course the hygiene. If you don't take care of yourself, I can't. Just, I can't. Ignoring her, everyone works, everyone has lives. Say hi to me throughout the day. I
Sure.
will reciprocate. Hi, how are you? How's your day? Little things. You ignore for hours, always have an excuse. It becomes uninteresting. No real interest in who I am as a person is a huge turnoff. Being insecure, having a negative outlook, not financially stable or responsible. That's a huge one for me.
That's a big one too. I
Not
think
looking
it's
for a
not.
millionaire, not looking for a millionaire, just looking for someone who knows how to pay the power bill and eat at the same time.
Well, yeah, and that's a good thing
That's
that you brought that up because I'm sure there's other women like all around the world, and I'm sure you guys are listening to us right now, but that's a big major issue, with guys. The women nowadays are being left to pull everything and do everything, and it becomes very difficult after a while. And then you just look at the guy and you're like, well, what do I need that person for?
true. True. And another thing is, you need you to be helpful. I don't want to be anyone's maid or mother. You know, pick up after yourself. You know, be respectful. Be a little helpful. Um, some of the answers we received were along the same lines. Um, someone said impatience. I get that. Uh, my one girlfriend who's funny, funny, funny. Cross eyes and a bad teeth are just a huge turn off to her. She has a thing about eyes, and I understand that. Yeah.
Oh, teeth are a
No
big
one,
thing. Bad
yeah, well,
breath.
it's the
Oh,
hygiene, it's the bad breath, and no one wants to kiss that. I'm sorry. You got to brush your teeth and floss. It's not, I do it every day. I do it twice a day.
exactly. I'm not trying to kiss a
Um,
dinosaur.
yeah. Bad teeth, bad breath, bad grammar, bad manners, and drinking too much, which I totally am on board with, coming
Yeah,
from having an alcoholic father and stuff like that. I didn't have a choice as a child, but I definitely have a choice as an adult of what I can tolerate.
absolutely.
Um, ego, that was
Yes.
another one brought up by a friend. Loudmouth, big ego, lying. More bad hygiene, bad language, condescending attitude, big liar, lack of integrity, bad hygiene, negative attitude. It was really kind of interesting to see. And then on the other page, because I have a few pages going, a coworker who is foreign, smoking, piercing. This is the first picture to me. So she's referring to, uh, first impressions.
Yes.
Someone who doesn't smile with their whole face, particularly their eyes. After that, they have to have decent teeth. I do. I love a good set of eyes,
Oh,
and they
yes.
smile and it's sincere. Yeah. Um, Bad manners, not being a gentleman, belching, especially when out to dinner. So that must have
Oh,
happened to her at some point. Being rude or belittling. Uh, Acting rude or obnoxious in public, like to a server or a clerk or another customer. People are people, no matter a person's career path or anything else. Everyone deserves to be respected, and that is true.
yes.
Work is work. If they're paying their bills, they're paying their bills.
Exactly.
Can't stand a cocky guy with an inflated opinion of themselves. Bad hygiene, don't take care of their health. Lazy, inactive, eat junk food. That's our wellness friend.
Yes.
Crystal, she cockiness, and looking at females as a sexual thing.
There you go. See?
There you go.
Yeah.
So we're kind of all on the same page. I
We
think
are.
we were younger, it was different. I think, it's like, oh, he's cute. And it
Yeah.
just, when you hit this age, it's you see things,
At a
very,
different perspective. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Because you know why you've gone through life with the illusion of someone that you wanted. And okay, nobody's perfect. And no, maybe we all didn't get what we want. But at the same time, we still try to look for that. And at this age, you just don't. I personally, I don't have time for things anymore. Those little things to me, like, just don't matter. And if you're not meeting that expectation of some of the things or some of the points that these women have been talking about, or you hit on, or I hit on, then just forget it. Keep going, keep walking. I'm single. I've been single my whole life, just so everybody knows that. I wasn't married. I do have a daughter, but her and me and her father, we were just, boyfriend and girlfriend at the time, and things just happened. So there's no animosity towards him. There's no nothing. It just our lives ended up turning in different directions. So we never actually got the chance to be, um, I guess, parents together. So, he still talks to her, and checks up on her. She checks up on her dad and everything like that too. So there's no animosity or anything. I don't hate him. I don't anything. And I'm not here to bash men, and that's not my intention.
All of this is not bashing men. This
No.
this this whole thing, and as I posted in the very beginning, have said that the podcast is for women to support women and to talk about just things in general in life that we go through, deal with, and have been afraid to talk about. It's you got to support one another. We're not alone.
Absolutely.
Sometimes, I know I feel very alone sometimes, no matter what's going on in my world. That sometimes I just, am I the only one? I do. I sometimes feel very alone. And so we're not here to bash men. I
No.
know that there's men who have had horrible experiences with women. I've known some of those women and thought, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, same here, same here. And I'm like, why are you even with her? Like,
Yeah.
you
So
know,
this is
but
for
yeah.
talking about just, not even necessarily our own personal experience, but just talking with
No.
other women, hearing conversations, friends, what they're going through, dealing with, and just supporting one another, because again, it can be very lonely.
It can be very lonely, yes. And I feel exactly the same as you sometimes. Once in a while, yeah, I do get that lonely niche in my belly or in my itch or whatever you want to say. But for the most part, I think I'm pretty satisfied with my life right now. I mean, if somebody was to come into my life and he was a good person and he
Yeah.
had some of the qualities, yeah, yes. And he adds to my life. Exactly. If he was being negative and like some of the comments that the women had commented on what makes men unattractive, being very disrespectful is very unattractive to me. If you are not respectful to me or to others while we are out, then yeah, that's a big turnoff. That's like, why? Like, why would I even want to be with you? What does that make me look like?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's
You
embarrassing.
know,
You get
it's very
embarrassed.
embarrassing.
Very.
Yeah. And it's not about what other people think either, but at the same time, if you're out having dinner and he's sitting there being rude to the waitress or waiter, like,
Well, how
what
is he?
does that say? Exactly. Exactly. And they're probably in the back going, because I know we do it here. So they're probably in the back going, oh my God, did you see that girl on table 5? What is she doing with that him? She could get way better than that. Because I know, because yes, we definitely do it here too. But yeah, being
I think it's human
disrespectful.
nature too, to some degree, for females to talk about,
Yeah.
certain things. But there's a lot of criticism. The minute a woman says or complains something about a man, he immediately retaliates. And I get it, because they feel on the defensive. But no one's perfect. Everyone has something, you know.
Well, and that's another thing. Like, why don't men listen? Like, if you're telling them something, okay, if you're talking to them about something, and I've had this done from experience, okay, like I had an ex, and I would sit there and I would just have a normal conversation with him, but something like popped up, maybe he didn't want to discuss it at the time or whatever, but something would pop up and then quickly they're just like outraged, like, oh my God, how could you ask me this question? Where did you put it? Oh my God. And I'm like, calm down. Like,
Yeah.
what's happening right now?
Right,
What is
right.
happening? I had to tell him, I said, dude, listen, like I'm just having a conversation with you. Like, calm down. It's just me, one-on-one conversation. This is not an attack.
Some men it's hard to have a conversation with, and I've had that experience all too many times. It's,
It
at some point,
is.
stop talking, because it's just easier not to.
It is. Yeah.
It becomes easier not to, which is bad
Yeah.
in any relationship of any kind, whether it's women, men, whatever. It's just bad if you cannot have an adult conversation, because then it gets heated. It ends up getting heated, and one gets
Well,
defensive. One feels like they have to defend themselves over that, and then that one feels like,
right.
this becomes this
Exactly.
other thing than it was intended to be, and then yeah, so it's not easy. It is work, and you have to be respectful of one another. You may
You
not
do,
always have
definitely.
answers, but you have to be respectful.
Yeah.
If they're being honest, you have to be respectful.
And that's where I found a lot of things with men on that. So when they jump to the conclusion of being defensive or are on the defensive side when you're trying to have a conversation with them, it's almost like they're defending something they already know that they've done wrong or that they've wronged you in some kind of way.
Guilt.
And so then guilt. And so then they just jump and they're like, yeah, I have to be defensive. I have to put this, my guard up because, oh, she found out or, oh, she knows something. You know what I mean?
I do.
So eventually, yes, we do know. Just so you know, just so you men out there know,
Women
we do know.
work than the FBI. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
exactly, exactly.
We just don't
And if
necessarily tell you.
Yes. And if we don't
We
know,
have to have a
things come around in full circle.
yes,
So,
and we have to have a reason to.
yes,
And usually it's the gut
exactly.
intuition, and stuff, and
Exactly.
and so we have to have a reason to.
Yeah.
There has to be communication.
100%.
About anything and everything, it can't just be about paying the bills. It's got to be some funny stuff in there too. I like to have a good time. I like to laugh.
Yeah,
And
of course.
who doesn't? Life is short, but you got to have. I get jealous of some of these commercials.
I know.
Like, what is Publix doing to me?
Or Hallmark. Yeah.
I know,
Cry.
right?
What is
I wa-
happening?
I watch some of these episodes. I'm like, yeah, that is. Sometimes the actors are really good, and sometimes they're not, and you're like, yeah, no.
Right. Yeah. No, this one's going down the chute. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
this is so not
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
Even she's trying to keep a straight face when she says,
Right? Exactly. Exactly.
So
No,
yeah,
crazy.
it's their work, and you got to have that communication. You got to have that trust.
That's another key
Um,
factor, communication.
yeah,
You highlighted on that one. That's a big factor. Like
yeah,
you said, if you don't have communication, what do you have in a relationship? That's the majority of it. It's not all about sex. It's not all about who's better than the other one. It's not all about that. It's about respect and um, looking out for one another. So,
yes, it's compromise on both sides.
yep,
It can't always be where one wants something and the other one feels a certain way about it, whatever that something is,
yeah,
doesn't isn't comfortable with the decision or what they may want or what they're asking for, whatever. And that person who isn't comfortable should never be made to feel manipulated into giving in.
correct.
And repeatedly,
Yes,
it takes its toll.
it does.
Most
And
of
eventually you just be quiet. As a woman, you're
it's
just quiet now.
easier to be quiet, and
Yeah,
as a woman,
yeah,
um, we do want to be heard. You know, we don't want you to just listen to the words. We actually want you to hear the words and to process it and ask questions back.
yeah,
We want that communication. We do want to be heard.
yeah.
Our feelings, need to be valid.
Matter.
They matter. They do.
Our feelings matter.
They and not that I am or you are or anyone is looking to always have their way either. I mean, because that would be kind of boring too. It's nice to
Sure.
get your way, but it's like, I can get my way. No.
No.
But um, you know,
But at
it's
least there's communication about it. There's talking about it. There's going through the steps on whatever it is that you follow through, things like that.
yeah,
I know I had, you were talking about listening. So, and I know with my ex, like sometimes I would be sitting there and I'd be talking to him and he'd be on his phone or he was just like looking at the TV or whatever and he'll be like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I'm
right,
like, okay. And then finally, like after a while I'm talking and I'm sick and tired of hearing myself talk. So then I'll tell him, you know what, you're not listening anyway, so I'm going to stop talking. And then right away he'd, I'm listening. What are you talking about?
yeah,
Because you're not listening. That's what I'm talking about.
yeah,
And then after a while, then you just don't want to say anything anymore to that person. Then you find other ways, other people to talk to
yeah.
because that person doesn't become interesting anymore.
You have to be on the same page to a degree. You have to be willing to listen. There has to be give and take.
Definitely,
There has to
100%.
be give and take. It can't always be take, take, take because that's very draining.
Yes,
It's emotionally draining.
it is.
You have to, you know, you have to be,
Well, and so when I went down to Florida, I went to go see a friend of mine that actually was my prom date.
yes,
So I have been trying to keep in contact with him, so it's a give and take kind of thing. And I'm trying to keep in contact with him and everything, but I almost feel like it's always one-sided. Like it's only my side. I never feel like it's being reciprocated. So then what do? Okay, that's it. I'm done. I have
Yes.
no patience for it anymore. I just don't.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do know. Um, and I don't understand that because he seemed so excited, and you did the family dinner when you were here and all of that stuff. And I
Yes.
know you are far away, but you and I make more of an effort. We're not dating. Not
Exactly.
that there's anything wrong with that. Saying that's
I
not.
think maybe we should start dating. What do you think?
Well, I'm not that kind of girl, but
Okay.
I love you, but
Yeah,
yeah.
but
I
no,
was
but yeah, you're right. As
I was really
friends,
excited for you because, he did make an effort in the beginning.
he did.
And it literally takes 2 seconds to say, hi, how are you, in text messaging. The wonderful thing about social media, and I know these smartphones, everyone's like trained to their smartphone and all that, but it is easy to pull up your name and just say, hi, how are you? Hope things are well, something,
Yeah.
and reach out and make some kind of effort. Even in our friendship, there has to be effort.
Yeah, exactly. And I know everybody works and everybody has a tough schedule now and then. But at the same time, like you said, like you and I find a way to keep in contact. No, maybe it's not every single day of our life, every minute
Oh,
of our life, but we still make that effort because we care.
we
Because yes, because we
I
care.
value you, and I value having you in my life.
And that's what it is. And that's what it is. So, whatever. But it comes to a point where if a guy is not reciprocating, then it's like, okay, bye.
It does. It does. Have you heard from him?
No, I have not. And I have no patience. I told you I have no patience anymore.
Well, no, you shouldn't have to
I
be the one
just,
reaching out. I mean, I think you reached out last.
I think so. Yes.
I think you reached
Yeah.
out the last few times we talked, and I asked you about it. So
Yeah.
I don't ask you about it every time we talk, but
Yeah.
I do.
I actually, when I came back here, he said, just let me know that you got back safe. I thought that was nice.
That
And
is
then
not.
I was like, okay. So I did. And then he then asked me how, a couple of days later, asked me how my day was and how's it going. And then I reciprocated back and actually I did a WhatsApp video with him and got to see his mom and stuff like that. And that was nice. And he's Lebanese too. So he's actually the same as me. So we're very hospitable in that kind of way. Um, but just forget the Lebanese factor and being hospitable. A guy is guy, no matter what. And the next time after that, after we video chatted, I reached out again. I waited a week, maybe 2 weeks. I reached out again, and he does talk back, like he does answer back,
Hmm.
but it's like I'm trying to pull teeth on my end. Like I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I saw a post on Facebook tonight or somewhere. I'm pretty sure it's Facebook, and it was basically, if they care, if they're interested, they will text, they will call, they will make you the effort. It will not all just fall on you.
Yes.
And that's true. And we were talking before we hit the record button, because we always chat and catch up a little bit before we hit the record button.
Yep.
Um, and then there's the guy who messages you on Messenger, and you basically tell him, I'm going to need you to stop and go away.
Yes.
And ego comes out, and they say very arrogant things like, I know you want to talk to me. And I'm like, no, I don't.
Yeah.
And I know you're interested in me. And it's like, no, I'm not. Because I've
So
been
sure of himself.
a little too much. And I know you find me attractive. Oh, dude, what mirror are you using? No, I don't. The arrogance is just, ugh.
Right. That's a big turn off. Yeah.
It's such a turnoff. And and if he's saying it to you, he's saying it to 50 other women.
Of
And
course.
he's playing the odds, and he's trying to get at least one to bite. And
Yes.
I just find that repulsive and insulting to my intelligence, to be quite honest.
Exactly.
I'm
Exactly.
not always the brightest bulb, but nonetheless, I have enough sense to know, dude, I am not the first girl you have ever reached out to on Messenger. No, it's not ever gonna be. And
Well,
then he
I
was
think
mad at me. He said I was being rude. I said, I have nothing to say to you.
rude.
Yeah, I'm rude. Well, no, I'm honest, and you don't care for it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just like everyone else is being rude to you because they're telling you the same exact thing that I'm saying. It's
Now,
not rude.
if you would like me to flip the rude switch, that is an option.
Yes.
Just let me know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, it was the longest 10 minutes of my life, and conversation. Um, and then he's like, "Fine, see you on Facebook." I was like, "Bye bye."
Yeah, exactly.
You
Exactly.
don't
Or
have to see me on
I
Facebook.
get I used to get the ones that would send me a picture of their,
Oh,
unique
I've had to do it.
parts.
You
Yeah.
know,
I
it's
used to get
it's not
those and
like
then
it's not yours.
yeah. No,
Don't
and I had
go
one.
shopping.
I had one. He sent me one, and he's like, I know you've been looking for this your whole life. Oh, have I? Have I? Really?
I'm hoping to have a bigger goal than that.
Yeah, exactly.
Just saying.
Right. You're right. You're right. That's what I've been thinking. You're right. How did you know that? You knew the
But
exact
I have a
moment
list,
to
and it was
send me that
number
message.
one on my list. How
It,
did you see that?
yes. Thank you so much for that message. I appreciate it. That was the best
And,
message that I ever got that evening. So
nothing is special anymore, which I find disheartening.
it's not because I think guys have this game nowadays, and I don't know if it's so much guys our age, but I'm not familiar, but I've always dated guys at least 5 years is my limit. So it's 5 years down, 5 years up. Okay.
Really?
Yes,
You
that's
have
my limit
I have stop. I have to ask why the limit? Why the 5 years both ways?
because it gets creepy. I feel like I'm 100% cougar at that point in time. Although, listen, I'm not
What,
gonna lie.
what's
Okay, I've
wrong?
had a 19-year-old hit on me,
What,
and
what
I
what
was 30 something. So I'm
what's
like,
wrong with the whole cougar thing?
nothing's wrong with the cougar thing if you're into that, and it's perfectly fine. But I can't do a relationship based off of fun and sex. I
Okay,
can't do it.
I get that because I'm not wired that way.
Yeah.
I am wired where there has to be a natural attraction. There has
Yes.
to be, and that takes time. You have to get to know one another a little bit too and get comfortable. Um, for me, I have to be a little more comfortable. And I get all that. There has to be the natural attraction. You have to, have certain things that interest me and whatnot. But if you met someone who was 8 years younger than you and you guys had natural chemistry and he was totally into you, like legitimately into you,
Oh,
why
I would
would
do it.
you why would you not? It wasn't just
No,
about
I would do it. I would do it. I would do it. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I do have my limit, 5 years up, 5 years down,
so
but I
you just
would do it.
dropped that bar.
Yeah. No. Well, if you said legitimately into me and he
Legitimately,
and
like,
is
was that rarity that not that he's just hitting on every girl and seeing which one bites. It was
exact
legitimate. He took interest in you. It wasn't like, let's go get into bed right now. It was like legitimate. Let's get to know each other, spend some time, yeah,
and have
and,
a relationship
and
at
have
some
a,
point in time.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it was legit like that, yeah, sure, why not? And if I was called a cougar, then so be it. I love Tiger Prince anyway, so I'm right there.
I like
But
that. I like that a lot.
yeah, I mean, I would do it. And now I'm not gonna lie. So I will tell you this thing, which now I'm probably gonna tell all the women that are listening here, or even maybe some men that are listening. But I did have, I was all in my late 30s, and I did have someone who was about 24 years old. And I did go out with him, and I felt like we had a chemistry, not a sexual chemistry. Well, we had that too, but we had we had more than that. Like it was not just physical. It was actually sitting and talking. I felt like for some reason he was able to open up to me more than my ex who was 3 years younger than me. Why? I have no idea why. And I don't know if maybe they're looking for that mommy figure at that time, but of course I never asked them the question, that or whatever, but
Be honest, if they answered.
I
Because
don't
no
know.
woman
That's a
wants
good
to
question.
hear, I just want the mommy figure. I'd be like,
No.
I've got kids. I don't need another.
Yeah, exactly. That exactly. And it's not like I was giving him anything like, how there's some women who are older, like a sugar mama.
Oh
I
yeah, no.
was not a sugar mama.
There's no sugar here, hon.
No. The only sugar that's here is in my lips, and that's about it. That's the only
Right.
sugar you're gonna get.
That's the only sugar.
Yes. But yeah, I felt like he was able to open up to me a lot more, and he was being more attentive, and he was being just there, like, and respectful more than this almost 50-year-old guy. Like, what is going on with that?
Yeah, just in this day and age with social media, I worry about that. It's so easy to send a text and sound great.
That's true.
It's so easy to send a text and sound great. You know, I don't have a problem with sitting down and having a heart to heart and being honest. I would want that in return.
Yeah,
I would
definitely.
want that in return. Um, we are at the age.
Oh, speak for yourself. We don't add me. No, I'm
I
just
just
kidding.
want you to know I'm still a month younger than you.
All right, all right.
I'm the baby of the bunch.
You are.
By the way, I am legitimately you
Yeah.
all. Like Crystal is gonna be 51 in November. Then Danny is gonna be 51 in January. And then you, my dear, is going to be 51 in May. And here I am, the baby of the bunch, 51 in June. I am the baby of the bunch. I will always be the baby
All
of the
right,
bunch.
all right, all right.
I'm just the baby.
Oh my God, I'm so gonna send you a baby card.
Like,
hi, baby of the bunch.
You're right. I just, I say that to Danny. She's like, shut up.
Yeah.
And she means it.
Yes. Be quiet.
I'm like, don't hate.
Just appreciate. I am
Just
the baby of the
appreciate.
bunch.
Yeah. So, also what's really attractive is matching my energy.
Oh, yes, that's a big one.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes. You
Definitely.
cannot be sitting at home eating a bag of potato chips.
Yeah.
Streaming some crap on Netflix. Now, I'm a big streamer, but we're talking like at this time of night. Well, what time is it for us now? It is 1:31 a.m. Normally, I am addicted to some show and I'm streaming till like 2-ish.
Normally, I'm in bed sleeping right now.
Like 10-ish to 2-ish. If I'm like really addicted, like just one more episode. And then I'll sleep in on my Sunday. I try to until one of the dogs starts knocking on the door for bacon. But anyways, and they do that, by the way.
Yeah, energy is a big thing. If you want to be spontaneous.
If I say I want to go jet skiing, we're launching the bad boys. I'm packing a snackle box.
Yes, and we're out.
And we are out. And it's not out slow. It's out more on the faster side.
Yeah. Oh, well, here's another thing to play off of the matching the energy thing. My one ex, he's like, well, it's the only ex. I know I make it seem like I have too many exes, but I really don't. It's just the same one, okay?
Little Miss Cougar.
Yes, just so everybody knows it's the same one. It's not many. So I would always like try to be spontaneous and say, come on here, let's go out the here. Living in Pennsylvania, you have the luxury of going out to like many different states, which are about an hour, hour and a half, some 3 hours away. But I don't see that as a very difficult car ride. I see it as a fun car ride. Put
Oh, I
some
love
music
car.
on, talk.
Oh, I
Yeah.
absolutely. Let's go. Yep.
So he would be like, I don't know, we'll see. Oh, will we see? Yeah, well,
Down the road by myself with my
right,
music player.
exactly.
You will
And
see.
then, yeah, and then guys say, come on, let's go on a vacation, or come on, let's go here, or come on, let's go. It's always we'll see, we'll see. But the next thing I know, his boyfriend, and I call him a boyfriend because that's what he freaking is, a boyfriend. The next thing I know, he'll tell me, oh, 2 hours is too far away. How is it too freaking far away? It's like right here.
Yeah.
Are you stupid or what? Like, come on.
You
And
give-
then the next thing I know, I'm trying to call him. I'm like, oh, where are you at? Oh, I'm in Virginia. Oh, are you?
Well, isn't he the one that would go to what country?
Morocco.
Thank you. Couldn't remember. Yes. So he can go to Morocco, but he can't get in the car for an hour road trip.
No, exactly.
If I
6
lived
hours
there, I
plane
would
trip.
be a girlfriend and we'd get in
Oh,
the car.
but that's different. He says that's different. Oh my God, please.
I'm all
Everything
about the
is
road
different.
trip and exploring, and yeah, and I
Yeah,
don't do
me
it.
too.
I don't do it.
Like on Mondays, on my days off, let's say, if I had someone, I would like to spend the day with that person or spend the day doing something. Or if they're working, at least let's go have dinner. Let's go watch a movie. Let's have lunch. Exactly. Exactly. But
So
it seems like you are the person or the woman is the person to always have to reschedule or rearrange her schedule for the man, because I think a lot of the times also is that we are looking for that um, engagement. We are looking for that. We want it. So we end up staying in this position where we wait for the man. When he says go, then we go.
we are waiting to see also if there's going to be any change,
Yes.
some
Yes.
inspiration of some sort, and
Then we're like, give him a chance. Give him
because
a
we
chance.
have emotions and the emotions get involved, it's hard to walk away from that.
It is.
It is hard to walk away from that.
It is. And I'll
But
be
with
the
that
first
being
one to
said,
admit.
when you hit that limit of I have had enough of whatever, then you've hit the limit. Done is done.
That's right. Done
Done.
is done.
And I'm definitely one of those. Done is done.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And that's it.
And that can be in anything. So, yeah, and again, don't get me wrong. I know there's women out there looking for the sugar daddy. They're very clear about it. And I'm just
Oh
like,
my God, do you have one for me? Because I want
I
one.
don't even have one for me.
I mean, listen, at this point in time, I'm not gonna lie.
Because we're such good friends and have been friends for so long, I will go find you one.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you
welcome.
so much.
I
Thank
will be prepared for pictures of random guys that neither of us know.
Okay, that's okay. Pictures are
If he gets
okay.
out of a McLaren, I'm going to snap it and send it to you.
Okay, that's
You
okay. They speak
pack
1,000 words. No worries. No, nowadays, that's how I feel. But then I say it, it comes out of my mouth. But am I really gonna do it? Is that something that I'm really looking for? No, it's not.
It's not.
If you want me to be honest, no, it's not.
Fun of and joke about that stuff. Unfortunately, there are women that I even know that are very clear about what they're looking for, and I'm just like, ew.
Well, because they're okay with that. They're okay because they can be independent and do their own thing, you know?
Not if they're looking for the next sugar daddy.
They're not independent as far as money goes, but they're independent because if that sugar daddy, usually 100% of those sugar daddies are either working, so they don't have time for them. So they're providing them with their money, and that's okay with those women. So,
Yeah, but what happens if the sugar daddy passes? You're not
Then
married.
you get his sugar mama money. No, you have to be married by
Yeah,
then.
right. And that's what I'm saying. So I don't understand. It's like they're on it. Some of them, I know one. She was, I need a man. I need a man. I'm just like, why?
Why? What do you need one for?
Depends. I mean, it has to be a special man. It's got to be that one guy that isn't that you can trust. And with social media, and don't get me wrong, you are responsible for your posts on social media and what you put out there and how you come across. But there are some that are definitely do not have a problem saying, I am looking for a man with money. I want to be taken care of. And maybe when I was 20, that was kind of a neat idea, but that's
Yeah.
not a neat idea to me now.
No, not now.
No, it's you definitely, but what's,
Well,
and
and a lot of them nowadays are in their 20s.
well, but some of them are older than me.
Yeah. Oh,
That,
really?
oh yeah, so I'm a little shocked. And um,
Well, you just shocked me now because I've always known that they were a lot younger than,
well, I think that's a whole
30.
generation. I definitely do think the generation is different, but I have known a few that are older than me that are, I need a man. I'm like, don't you want to be like that strong, independent? I can stand on my own 2 feet, and then find a man, and it just enhances everything. And if he has money, great. If he's average, great. As long as you're happy
Right.
and you're having some adventures and some deep-hearted conversations, and
Yeah, because money isn't everything.
it
Money is great and
a
it
lot
makes
of
you comfortable.
people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
money is not everything.
No,
You
it stays here when
know
we
that
all
your
leave.
bills paid, the mortgage is paid, and you have food on the table. That's a nice
That's yeah,
stability. I
right.
actually have and you know him too, and I won't say his name, but he was dating some girl at some point somewhere, was in a relationship with some girl, and he did not understand why she was upset that the electricity had been shut off to their place.
Oh, okay. I wonder.
And I'm just listening to this thinking, really? It's electricity. It's a basic. Like, I'd probably be a little upset too. And
Well,
then he
I'm a
proceeded to
I
pack the cooler and go to a party, and he didn't understand why she didn't want to go.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm like, again, really? Do I have to explain this to you?
Oh my God.
Probably a reason why you're still single at this stage.
Hmm.
But
Right
I
now
don't
I'm
mean
mad
that
because
to sound so mean and rude and whatnot, but if you cannot figure out why she's upset that the electricity has been shut off to your apartment or your house or whatever it is you're living in, I don't have words
yeah,
for
then you're
you.
just stupid.
She might just want to heat up a can of soup. I don't know.
Exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
it's a basic. That means you have not paid electricity for how long? At least what, 2 months, three?
At
When did
least
it?
for them to shut it down. Yeah.
You
At
know.
least 2 or 3 months. Usually
So
they
when
leave the
you're paying the
electricity on.
money, and has she been giving you money thinking bills are being paid? I mean, that opens up like other questions.
Yes. Well,
You know.
see, trust. That's trust.
Well, there is some trust in that, absolutely.
Yeah.
You want
There's
that
and
security.
responsibility.
You
Trust
know,
and
I
responsibility.
definitely want the security because I grew up in a childhood that was not secure.
Yeah.
And you have a dad who, is an alcoholic and rather go to the job in the morning, go to lunch, and then not go back to the job and just spend the day at the bar.
Right.
Okay. And then um, not pay the $99 a month child support.
Yep.
$99 a month. That's what it was in the early 80s, by the way.
Wow.
Guess you could buy a lot back
God,
then.
that's like nothing.
I
Yeah.
was, I was, 9, 10. So, this, we're
Yeah,
like,
but for one child nowadays, it's like what? $400, $500 for one child.
yeah, and you want the stability. You want to know that you're coming home to a house without an eviction notice. You want to know that there's electricity and that there's enough food for or money for food on the table. You want the basics.
Definitely.
I don't mind working hard for the money. I like feeling accomplished and doing and providing and setting goals for myself and hitting those goals.
Right.
become proud of
Well,
yourself.
and that's what makes a man attractive is that he has those goals. And when
Yeah,
he doesn't, he's unattractive. He
true.
doesn't have anything to look for in life. You have nothing to, you know, nothing to look forward to. You have nothing whatsoever to look forward to. You're just basically flying by the seat of your pants. You have lights. Okay, that's great. You don't have lights. Oh, well,
You
let's
know,
go somewhere else.
yeah, I just, I mean, you got to have the goals and stuff there. It's,
Yeah.
you do.
I
And
mean, if I was her, what I would have told him, I'm mad that the lights are not on because you cannot see how mad my face is at you right now because the lights are off.
I'm pretty sure they were fairly younger than we are now. I mean, he's maybe a year older than us. He went to our school and stuff. And and but they're probably early to mid 20s. And at that
Yeah.
stage of the game, I hope you're not literally living penny to penny.
Right, exactly.
You
Yeah.
know, I mean, the basics are electricity anymore. It's like,
Yeah, definitely.
you know,
Definitely.
it
And
just
and
so.
like you said,
And I want you
um
to know we had this conversation within the last 4 or 5 years. And I just like was kind of stunned that you don't understand why she was upset then. I have a list for you.
here,
Pretty
let's
sure that
discuss
I'm
this.
hitting the nail on the head for her.
Yeah,
I tell you.
exactly.
Yeah,
I think
so
just some guys are just literally dense. Like they have nothing, they don't think about things like we do. I think just society in general has put a lot of pressure on women in being caregivers of the family and now having to go out and work and then come home and be expected to take care of the children and cook and do all of that stuff. Well, okay, that's great and dandy, but we also would like to have someone there participating in that,
oh,
you know?
absolutely. Like for me, it's like I like hitting my goals and stuff personally, but there is satisfaction for everyone, male
Yeah.
or female. You go to work, you're providing, you're coming home, you're maintaining your house, and there's pride in where you live by maintaining your house and showing. It doesn't matter how big the house is, how fancy it
Yeah.
is. It's got to be clean and just look maintained. It
That's
doesn't
it. Yeah.
they are updated, just the basics,
Yeah.
maintained. You
Yeah.
know, so yeah,
Oh, that's another thing that's unattractive to me is when I go to a guy's house and his house is a disaster.
yeah.
Yeah, and he's got
Well, you
like,
don't want to come in and feel like you're the maid. I'm here to do.
yes,
You know?
exactly, exactly.
No, it's one thing if you're cohabitating and you just kind of, do things for one another and it's reciprocated, but it's
Yeah.
another where I have known women too to go over to the boyfriend's house and do the laundry,
Oh,
clean,
yeah.
help them with grocery shopping, pre-cook some of their meals for the week.
Oh, hell no. That's something I wouldn't do.
If you're not paying any of my bills or contributing to the household,
Exactly.
we're going out to eat and you're buying.
Oh, and did I mention that the bill is on you?
Right. I mean, everything has to be reciprocated, but
No, of course, but I get it.
I know a couple where, you know, they've been together a long time. They don't live together. They have no plans on living together. And when I say been together a long time, I'm talking 15, 18 years. Just
That is
guessing
long.
off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm just like, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
No, I get it. Yeah. I mean, we all strive to try to find that person that kind of matches us to a certain degree. Not 100%, obviously, like you said earlier, because that would be a boring life to have, and there would be no spontaneity in anything. But at least we have to find someone that clicks with us. Um, on our level as far as what's going on in our lives at the moment. Um, as you age and grow up and endure things in your life,
Yes.
you learn from those things, and you either mistakes or not mistakes, and you learn not to make those mistakes again. But you're always looking for that someone to be by your side to kind of hold you, when you're down,
Yes.
so somebody has your back, you
Someone
know?
who's there for you when you need them, whether
Yeah.
it's having a bad day or something huge happened in your world, or again, to be listened to, validated,
Yeah,
that feelings matter, you know. Yes,
definitely.
you know.
Definitely.
And all that's easier said than done. Some do it and it's really, really easy, and some it's
Yeah, and there is guys out there, and there is guys out there for that have all of that have that compassion and have that, responsibility and have that relationship goals as well. But what I found is that they are very far and few between. Everybody nowadays, both men and women nowadays, are just getting together just to be together for the moment, whether it's, the one night stand or just friends with benefits, and then that's it. And then
so
they just keep on going, and that's it. So,
a lot of people feel like relationships are more disposable nowadays.
yeah, very much so.
That attitude, and that's fine. If that's what works for you and the other person, then do you, and to each his own, and whatever makes you happy. For me, I am an emotional person. I do not share well.
No,
Actually, I just don't
definitely not
share at all.
at all. I was gonna say,
Let's just be honest. It ain't not at all.
I'm like you in
Nice.
that matter. I mean,
I'm an emotional person. That's not ever going to be. That's not in
yeah.
my wheelhouse. It's not who I am. And so some people are like, oh, you have to learn to show off your emotions. I don't want to be like everybody else. I don't
And
want
you
to
shouldn't have to be.
shut off my
Shouldn't have
emotions.
to
I
be.
don't think I would like myself if I shut off my emotions and there was just nothing. I don't know. It just seemed
What kind
empty.
of person would you? You wouldn't be the person who you are now if you shut off your emotions.
No.
Like, yeah, you have to have those emotions.
Yeah.
You can't just be like, oh, that was one thing that my ex told me too. Like, stop thinking with your emotions or with your heart. Just think with your head, nothing else. What are you talking about?
Well, he
What
clearly
kind
doesn't know how women are wired.
No, no, he doesn't. He doesn't.
He clearly does not understand.
But I'll tell you one thing. Every now and then, okay, and still till this day, till now, which I haven't told you yet either,
Okay.
but every now and then,
Yeah.
when he drinks a little too much, he'll call me at 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, and start telling me that I'm the best person that was in his life, and there's no one else but you, and this and that and the other thing. And I'm like, I gotta go, okay? Don't call me with this stupid shit at this
So
time at night.
you did tell me about that once a long time ago. So I
Oh,
didn't know if it's
okay.
still happening.
Yeah, it
Um,
happened. It happened about a month
is
ago, I think.
is that the most he's talked when he's drunk?
Yes, that's the problem, is when he's drunk, he lets all his emotions out. Like everything he ever says to me is like how much he cares about me and how much he likes me, and he never says the I love you word, even though deep down inside I probably know that he does. But that's not the point.
To some degree, yeah.
Yeah, but then that's not the point.
Women,
Um,
you
But
know,
that's what he does. When you're drunk, you tell me all your emotions. Like, I don't want to hear your emotions when you're drunk. Why can't you tell them to me when you're sober?
yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
Well, women, we're kind of a strange mixture. Like we like our independence, but we also want someone to be there.
Yes, of
And we want to
course.
make our own decisions and stuff. And obviously, if you're in a real relationship, you have those conversations about certain things. But by the same token, the smaller things, and have the support. It's nice to have the support of someone. As corny as it sounds, it's that idea of having that powerhouse. They always call them the Hollywood
Yes.
powerhouse couple.
Yes.
Well, I'm not looking for Hollywood powerhouse couple.
No.
No, but you know, supportive, helps you reach your goals,
Yes.
and has their own goals.
Correct.
Doesn't just follow you around and be like, oh, I want to do that too. I want to do that too. I want to do that too. How about you do some of you and I do
And
some,
I'll do some of me.
and then we'll meet in the middle for some other things. You know what I'm saying? Just
Right.
there's a balancing act, and some people have it better than others, have that act down. Again, I know men would listen to this and think, oh, they're criticizing. Not really. It's from personal experiences. It's from watching friends go through personal experiences and being close and
Correct.
sharing, having these conversations about what they're going through and how they feel and what was said and done and blah 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 and whatnot and stuff. And then there's some old fashioned in us too. We kind of do want to be taken care of to a degree. We
Yes.
don't
And
necessarily kept like back in the
no.
old days. You don't work and stuff. I have friends, acquaintances, all who's like, I just want to sit at home, and really want to sit at home? Isn't that boring? I don't want to sit at home. That's why I leave the house to go to work. It's to get out
Exactly.
of the house, to have that socialization. It's to help people, and then I want to go home.
Yeah.
When I'm done peopling, I want to go home.
Yes.
you know, you know,
Exactly.
and then I'm into the dogs, but
Yes.
it just
No, and nobody's saying that you want to be up somebody's butt all day long either. You don't want him to be next to you all the time. You want him to have his own relationships and his own friends. But then you want to come together with mutual friends. You want to go out with people. You want to have a good time. You want to enjoy yourself, you
you want
know?
to introduce to the friends, and you want to
Yes,
all out together.
correct.
That it's fine, everyone gets along and whatnot, but they can do their own thing too, and you can continue
That's
to do.
it.
Because for women, I know for me, it's very valuable. My 3-week date with Danny was very valuable. Girls' night out, because I actually don't go out a lot.
Yeah.
When I come home after I've worked and talked to people all day, and I talk to people all day,
Yes.
and whatnot, and I come home, it's kind of my sanctuary. It's kind of, I don't have to talk to anybody
Yeah.
but the dogs, and I can make dinner. I can do laundry. I know that's very exciting stuff. I can stream something. I can go for a walk. I usually go for walks every night. I go to Pilates once a week. I go for walks every night.
Yeah,
I
but
go
that's
out
your
on Friday.
self-care.
It is my self care. It is definitely mentally, for me, it's a necessity.
Yeah,
I feel
especially when you're
better.
talking to people all day long. You don't want to
And
come home and continue that like all the time, all the time. But it's still nice to have somebody to come home to and let them talk to you a little bit. And then, they do their own thing in the house, you do your own thing, you cook, you do this, you do that. But then later you come together, you have dinner, you talk about whatever their day was and so on, and then you go and do your own thing again. So
yeah.
it's
Well, relationships are work. You either grow together and
yeah,
hold interests, or you grow apart. And then things that happen in between also determine that.
yeah.
So, it's not just that. It's
Well, I'll
very
tell you a little bit about Arabic men, okay? So we'll
okay.
talk about them just a little bit.
Okay.
Um, so, and I'm not saying all Arabic men, I'm just saying the men that I've encountered in my space.
Okay.
Okay?
Your space. Okay.
Yes, in my space. So I have dated maybe like two Arabic men. Uh, when you date them, they are so into you at the beginning and everything, and they're very I don't want to say possessive, but possessive.
You don't want to say it, but it is what it is,
It
right?
is what it is. Yeah. It's like they don't want you to talk to anybody because um they feel as though you're a woman and that you have the chance to get easily manipulated by another man, and then that man then will take you from him. And so they
Yeah.
become possessive.
Reasons.
Yeah. And so,
Do they have that little faith and trust in you? And does that also mean they have a little faith and trust in what you guys have or trying to build and grow?
well, I mean, I say yes to that, but I say it like yes and no, because they are brought up to be in that possessive mode. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like a good majority of them are like that. Like, if that's my girl, that's my girl. Don't even look at her. Don't even breathe next to her, is basically how it is. Okay. And I don't know if they have that lack of self esteem about themselves, that they think so little of you as a person that you would be so easily manipulated by the next guy that comes around just because you're saying hello to that person. Okay. So, and I don't know, but a lot of them are brought up in that sense of a manner. And I just find it very,
Still to
Lebanese, still till this day. So my ex, he was Moroccan, and Moroccans are very possessive to their women. They don't like other men, obviously, looking at their women. The women are not to, when you meet another couple or so on, you can say hi to the women are okay to say hi to the women, but they cannot shake the hand of a man or say hello to the man like that. So, and it's not everyone. I don't want to say everyone. Let's,
but
go back, but it's the ones that I've come across. Okay, and stuff. So, and then if you do talk to men, or if you are saying hello, or if you shake somebody's hand, or if you this, then you are just automatically put in this category of being a whore. Yeah, I mean, it's like boom bah all the way, all the way. Why? I have no idea why, and I don't know what it is, but it's like just out of respect. But in Lebanese culture, men and women are all together, and there is some men and women that are still like this, where they're not to say hi to the other gender, or what have you. But Lebanese people just basically, I don't know, we're just all together kind of people. We just stick together. We are not afraid if our guy friend talks to our girlfriend, or our girlfriend talks to our guy friend, in certain relationships, like not all relationships, but in
yeah,
certain relationships.
yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if that made sense, but it's just, to me it's weird. And because I'm the type of person that if I'm with you, I'm with you.
Yes.
I'm not with you and 500 other people.
No.
When I'm with you, I'm with you. That's it. So there's no need to look around for other people. Or there's no need, just because I say hi to Joe Schmo doesn't mean that I'm going to go sleep with Joe Schmo the second you turn your eyes away from me. You know what I mean? But
Well,
that's they have that thinking in their head.
that's just so unhealthy. Just because you're gonna go out and see people, just in general, in passing, it's and you're gonna meet people. You're not gonna be able to control who you meet.
Exactly.
I meet people all the time, all day long.
Yeah, exactly.
People all day long. I have a lot of guy friends. Some of them we've been friends since we were 4 or 5 years old. They've
Yeah.
always just been that friend.
Yeah.
And people imply stuff, and I'm just like, someone's got to grow up here, and it's not me because they've been my friend forever.
Yeah.
I'm 50, and if they've been my friend since we were 4 years old, that's a long time.
Yeah, it is.
That's a
And for
long.
us, it's customary. Like, we give the cheek kisses, the 2 or 3 cheek kisses across, and then we shake each other's hand, and that's for me, that's just customary to do that. It's not something out of the ordinary.
Yes.
But when somebody is looking at me like he was, because let's say I was shaking, Eric's hand, like it's okay. That doesn't mean that I'm gonna go run away with Eric.
Right.
You know what I mean? For example.
Yeah.
But
No, I hear you. I hear you. It's just it's funny. And with this same token, it's as a female, what I want, I don't hang out with my guy friends. Usually they text me about something that a female knows about, and they're like, what
yeah.
they want to know something. you know, it's
Hey, you just chat once in a while and say, hey, catch up on a couple of things and move on.
yeah.
That's it.
No, it doesn't have to be. But I just think it's just a different day and age, and everyone's different. And I think relationships are complicated and work. And if you don't have someone meeting you halfway, you need to rethink the situation.
Absolutely. Definitely. I agree 100%.
Because one person can't give.
No, it's a give and take.
Yeah, it's a give and take. When you feel like you're being taken advantage of from anybody in any relationship, and that doesn't necessarily mean significant other, that can be your sister or whatever, it's exhausting, it's emotionally draining, it's for them, obviously self-serving to some degree for something.
Oh, yeah, of course. Being taken advantage of.
But a healthy relationship has the honesty, the trust, the respect, equality, the open communication, and all of that stuff,
Yeah, and those are the major things that, people should be looking for. And if they really don't have that in their relationship, maybe they have to, rethink their relationship. Because you women out there, you deserve more. You deserve the best, And you men out there too, at the same token.
I think they have some of the same struggles that we do.
Yeah, they do, definitely. I've heard men talk to me about the same things as well.
Yeah, I don't think it's anymore.
Yeah.
Definitely not easy anymore.
Yeah, so rethink your relationships, guys. If you're not being respected, you definitely deserve a lot more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's work. It's not easy,
Yep.
But
It is.
life is too short not to be happy. Life is too short to settle.
Yeah, exactly. At any age, don't settle.
At
Doesn't
any,
matter. Doesn't matter what age you are. Doesn't matter. Men, women, doesn't matter. Don't settle just because you feel comfortable in a situation.
Yeah, it's easy.
Or
it's
or it
easy.
becomes a routine and you're okay with this routine. But deep down inside, maybe you're not okay with this routine. So.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Women get criticized for speaking about their feelings, though, too.
Yeah, definitely.
When it's just like, oh, you have a roof over your head. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not living in the box on the side of the road. I get that.
Thanks.
That's not an excuse to settle either if you're not truly happy.
Definitely not. Yeah. Yeah.
So life is short.
Yep, life is short, guys. Enjoy it. Enjoy your life. Live it up. Live it up. Party hardy like the Lebanese people do. We party all the time.
Do you?
We are definitely tier 1 people. We party all the time.
Tier 1.
You like tears? I like tears.
Like tears. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. We have 5 tiers, 1 through 5. 5 being that people don't know how to party and they just sit still and do nothing about it. But I am right up there.
Are you? So I wonder what tier this makes me.
I am. And then if I get a couple drinks in me, I don't know.
Oh, well, I really wonder where this puts me in your list of tiers.
Tiers? Let's see. I don't know. I haven't really partied with you, to be honest with you.
I have not.
No, I haven't really partied.
I'm pretty sure my liver's still recovering from last weekend. When I took Lara out for her birthday.
Yeah.
One tasting dinner, and then, let's see. I had 8 wines. She had 8 wines. So I had 8 and I had her 8. And then so I had 16 wines samplings and then 17 at the table. They gave you another one at the
Well,
table.
they were samplings though. They were tiny.
They were not that tiny. I was kind
I'm
of
trying to give
shocked
you the benefit of
because
the
I
doubt.
was pretty buzzed. I mean, I am a lightweight, but I did pre-hydrate because I get headaches normally. So,
Oh yeah.
you know, they were decent samplings because like I could have 2 or 3 sips and then she could have 2 or 3 sips of mine and then
Yeah.
I would still have another 2 or 3 sips.
Yeah.
And I had a sweet menu and she had the more dry red menu. I'm more of a sweet kind of
Yeah.
person. And then she wanted to go to a cowboy bar and it was ironically called Cowboys for her birthday. So I said, okay. So we went and her boyfriend met us there and some of her police officer friends and barn friends from where she keeps her horses came and stuff. And her
Nice.
boyfriend knows I'm a rum and coke girl. And I proceeded to have 5
Rum and cokes.
rum and cokes on top of all the wine samples I
Okay.
had.
Well, she's been partying with you then. I
I,
haven't really partied
well,
with you.
that is the second time they've had to drive me home and knowing that. I want you to know though, she hasn't been. I've known her for over 20 years. Her and John have only been together, I don't know, 10, maybe longer than 10 years. But anyways,
Okay.
obviously longer than 10 years. But anyways, yeah, he just knows to feed me rum and cokes and all is well in the world.
Oh, well, there you go. All is well in the world.
So
Yeah.
I don't party that often, but I did have a good time.
I don't party that often, but I tell you what, when the belly dancers come in here on Fridays and Saturdays, party's on. I'm not gonna lie. Party is
You
on.
party often. That's twice a week.
Well, it is twice a week, yes. Party is on. After I'm done in the back making the food for all the customers, I just I really enjoy having, good music and people around. So it to me when the restaurant is full of people, even though I don't know some of these people, I feel like we're all partying together.
Well, yes,
So
yeah.
yeah.
I had a good time. I didn't know those people, but they all chatted with me, and I chatted right back. Apparently, because I
Yeah, that's
love
great.
liquor, so I tend to be a little more chatty.
Yes, yes. I do too when I have a lot of liquor in me too. I'm
And
loud. I
that
think
is
I'm loud when
that
I
is
have
so
liquor.
funny, because the next day I had to leave my truck at the place because
Well,
John
you were being
point
safe. That's good.
her boyfriend came up to me at one point. He's like, "I need your keys." I'm like, "I'm not going anywhere. I know you're driving me home." He's like, "That's beside
Right.
the point. I need your keys." I said, "Okay, well here you go. Have my keys. I don't care." And so they drove me home, and she's like, "Well, after church tomorrow, I'll take you to go get your truck." And then I get a text in the morning. She's like, "How are you feeling?" I'm like, "I feel great. I did. I felt great. I felt fine.
Good.
I woke up. I felt normal." She's like, "Yeah, I didn't go to church. I have a hangover. I have a headache."
Oh no.
You're hungover. I'm fine. She's like, "But you're fine." I said, "I am.
That's because you
I
hydrated. That's
hydrated."
see? That's the key.
So my
That's
goddaughter
the key.
drove us to go get my truck.
Okay,
Her
then well,
daughter
there you go.
drove us to go get the. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just funny because
That's
she
okay. You
texted
had
her
a
mom
good time.
going, "I have a headache, so I'm not going to church."
Yeah. That's okay.
And then Danny texted me because she knew I had been out. And she's like, "How do you feel today?" I'm like, "I'm great." She's like, "Really?" I think she was.
She was
I,
expecting something different.
I think they were all wanting me to feel not so great, but I felt great. Well,
Well,
it's you
good.
gotta hydrate, ladies. You gotta hydrate.
You gotta hydrate. Yeah,
I
very
put
important.
down 40 ounces of water before I took her to Tampa for that wine
There you
tasting.
go. That's right. There you go. That's the key. She just gave you the units.
Right?
40 ounces of
40
water.
ounces of water. Gotta push that water.
No,
But
that's great.
probably not a tier 1 partier then because you're doing it twice a week and I'm doing it once a year apparently. Because it was her birthday.
Well, maybe next time I'm in Florida, we'll go out somewhere and
You
have a good
know,
time.
you were supposed to find a male review when you were here, but that's a whole other topic. But anyways,
I know, but I didn't have that much time. So next time, maybe I'll stay a little bit
apparently
more
2 weeks is
longer.
not enough, ladies.
Oh, 2 weeks is not enough.
Out for my birthday dinner and I was good.
Yes, yes. It was fine. You were
So
fine.
once a year
Yeah,
is my
yeah.
not even because her and I hadn't been to a country bar in many years, so that's why she wanted to go. So,
I have never been to a country bar.
well, there's a
Never. Although I like to watch them dance.
Well, and
I
they
think
take
it's
you out and
awesome.
you get out there and they're showing you
Oh
how to.
no, they won't take me out,
Uh,
but I'll watch them.
I'll, I'll take you out. I didn't say it was pretty out there. I just said I'd take you out there.
I don't know. I have no idea what they do out there.
Well, it can get complicated.
Yes, they can. I've seen
And
it
I'm like, what did you
complicated.
just do?
Yeah,
What was that?
yeah.
Where
I'm
am
like, okay, wait, you just jumped. You just did a whole brand new move on me.
I?
No, but it's fun. I've seen them and I'd like to go someday. Maybe when I go down to Florida, maybe we'll go. I don't know.
Well, when you
It'll be
come
a
in,
new
get
experience.
a restaurant full time here. Spit spot.
Yes, yes. Soon, soon, soon.
We're not getting any younger.
I know, I know. Don't
Roll
remind me.
those leaves.
Maybe I just won't open a restaurant. I'll just come down and live there. That's it. And have a
That's fine.
great
I have
time.
room for you in
Enjoy the
this.
rest of my life.
I have room for you in this room. That works.
Okay. There you go. There you go. But we're going to make our own house, remember? Our little
We,
Golden Girl house.
we are going to make our own Golden Girl house.
Yes.
We are.
Yes. I
Hmm.
thank you for having room for me, but I think we'll just do the Golden Girl house.
Anytime.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That would be fun. But yeah, that was a great topic. I'm glad that you got some feedback on your posts through social media. I'm glad a lot of our friends are listening and they are engaging and answering some of the questions that you have presented to them. And look forward to the next one. I'm sure you have one in mind, probably coming up again for next week. And we thank you guys for listening as always. And tune in again next week for our next topic.
And not only like us on Facebook, I do now have an Instagram for us.
Woohoo!
Not much is happening on it at the moment, but it's brand new. So
It's a
working on
work in progress. Yeah, it's a work in progress.
it.
Yeah.
You won't be able to listen to the podcast on there, but the topic will be posted. There'll be pictures and whatnot. So
Okay, well, tell them where they can actually listen to us other than, your normal Spotify and what else? iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio, Pandora, Apple Podcasts, Deezer, Amazon.
There you go. Check us out on all those platforms.
Yeah, there's many others. There's Samsung Podcast. There's Podcast Index, Listen Notes, Google Podcasts, TuneIn.
Oh, see, we're getting out there. Look at that.
That's where
Look
it
at
posts.
that.
I upload them. They all
Oh,
post.
that's so awesome. We thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening to us. And we look forward to many more episodes with you guys soon. All right, I guess we'll wrap it up for the evening, or let's say for the morning. It's 2:15 a.m.
It is 2:15 a.m. Sunday
All
morning.
right.
Everyone have a wonderful rest of your night.
Yes, and a wonderful rest of your weekend, and look forward to the next episode.
Absolutely.
All right. Good night.